Hey class, I want to apologize. I can't be in class today because I got a job and it starts today and I needed the money. So, unfortunately, I have to send this via video. I redesigned my front and side yard because I don't have a backyard, and I decided to make the project a little bit more realistic because it's something I'm actually doing and really working on, and I need the realistic points of why I'm doing it and what I need and what I can do for this coming spring. And so I did a little booklet because I wanted to have something practical, and I knew I would throw away a poster because it just takes up too much room. So I'm going to do this kind of quickly. So this is my front yard, not this summer, but the summer before, and it was mostly grass and a little bit of sunflowers and tomatoes and lettuce and some really basic things. That was my first time gardening, so it was my first plot. And then this summer, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a plot right here, and that had a lot of fruits and vegetables growing. And then in the back there was an entire squash garden, which is shown in here. So I had an entire squash garden here, and then this is actually bigger than 4 by 7. It's maybe 4 by 10 or 11, and it was just filled with vegetables, which was awesome. And then there's also strawberries and raspberries and strawberries and a plum tree and a little shrub. Though the raspberries had like 4 raspberries, so hopefully this year they're looking pretty good. So my next step, my permaculture step, was besides this raised bed, there's going to be no raised beds, but I sheet mulched all of the area, and then put a bunch of compost and dirt in there, and planted garlic in the already established beds here and in the back, which I learned from LGL in this class, and hopefully that will help more things grow. And then for the next year, this is my full plan. So it's a lot of companion planning. I don't think I have time to go through it all, but I'm going to do a lot of where there's pumpkins, there's going to be fencing here, and then the petunias are to help. Tomatoes in front of my window to give some shading in the summer because my house faces south. But a lot of planning with things that will just help each other, and a lot of flowers, which I'm excited about because I don't ever plant flowers. And yeah, little keyhole gardens and circular gardens to try to take up a lot of space. Hopefully the kiwi from LGL will show up here, and it'll make a fencing. So there's my neighbors on this side. I actually kind of like them, but I think it would be pretty to have that up. And then cucumbers and squash on the fencing below growing underneath of those. And tomatoes growing up. Melons, there's area here for them to grow. Oh, these are raspberries. They're growing along the fence, the raspberries. And yeah, putting in paths here, but there's actually a lot, utilizing as much as the space by having curves and such. Planting maybe onions or garlic around my tree to help that grow, and then geraniums and strawberries with the cilantro and spinach and caraway. So hopefully that's kind of my big plan for this year, and I'm starting to develop it already, and I think that's kind of my biggest plan. And then my side yard. My side yard kind of looks like this right now. It's kind of a mess. There's an arbor, wood arbor that was in the one picture, and then there's a bed, and there was a pumpkin bed here, and there was a chicken run, which I'm trying to lift, and I'm taking out all the fencing and putting the other fencing in, and there's different trees and such, which we talked about in class. And then my plan, this one goes directly over it, so you can kind of see. My plan to change, I have a wisteria vine growing, and I'm going to make it into a tree. And I didn't plant anything around that because I have dogs and they pee on everything, and I just sort of had to leave something because I don't want to have fences all over everything. But this will be lifted in a little spiral and raised up here, and I still have artichoke and onions growing in. So I'm kind of starting to move all the dirt raised beds away from there. And then behind that, a little sunflower garden because my house is right here and I have an arbor right here. And I needed something because there's a street right down here to block the street view. And then a lot of, again, companion planting geraniums around the grapes, daffodils and chives around the apple tree, moving my sage and putting that near the rosemary, and putting some lavender over there. Well, there is lavender over there, but it's not really working. I got a bunch of tires, and I'm making a tire compost. as well as a trash can compost and a water collection coming off of my little roof awning here. And I'm changing my chicken coop into a small shed so my tools stop getting ruined. Most of the water flows off of the house into the garden. It's already flowing south, so I have bigger plans to get more water containers, but for right now, that's kind of about it. So in the end, hopefully, my house will look like this. So the walkway is right here in between the two, and there'll be petunias, but this will be my whole house will look like that. So that's it. Thanks for bearing with me, and I'm sorry I'm missing class. It's a bummer. But I have to go work for 14 hours tomorrow, so I'll be up at 4:30 in the morning and till past when you guys are in class. I'll be done at 8 p.m. So unfortunately, this is all I can do. But I miss you all, and it's been a great quarter. All right, bye.